attachment with body. Really, there is a paranoid condition. You live as the body. There is no problem living in the body, but you live as the body, guided by that conditioning, that understanding. And you think, you talk as a soul. Then there is a struggle, a conflict, and then you are constantly in an inner turmoil. We have been told that we are soul, but this is not your realization, this is not your experience. You live in the body, as the body, guided by the body consciousness. Then it creates a deep turmoil, a deep uneasiness, an uneasiness that cannot be bridged in any way. So the first encounter that you have to face, you do not know anything about the soul. You do not know the inner relationship between the soul, the energy, and the body, the self, and all that you know about the body. This will release when you toss the attachment to the body. Yes, it is there. Body is the outer covering. Body is the outer covering. Just as clothes that you wear is your outer covering. You know it, it is necessary. You wear it as part of the social being, but is there attachment with it? You wear a particular garb for a certain time, then you change it. You go to work. As a doctor, you use a particular outfit. Then if you are going to the operation theater as a surgeon, you change the outfit to suit the occasion. But you are not identified with any of these things. Are you? As a doctor, are you identified with the apron that you wear? Or as a chef, the apron that you put on when you are in the kitchen? You keep a hat on. A surgeon uses a particular kind of garb, puts on when enters into the operation theater. He covers his head. He uses these for that occasion. But is he identified with those? There is a difference between the two. Using it and being identified with it. Now let us look into. You are in the bedroom. You toss all your garments that you are putting on in order to enter into the act which you are going to perform or take or participate into it. So you remove all your outer garments in order for the act of love-making to begin. If you are attachment comes because of egocentric identities and conditionings. Can you enter into the bliss of the male-female relationship? You have to toss all your attachment to the close at that moment. There is total freedom. And when you remove those outer garments that has been covering your body, you feel a totally relaxed and a different kind of a feeling that is necessary for you to enter into that stage. So too, the body is the outer covering for your soul or that which is within. All that is required for the act of love-making is covered by the outer garb. If you do not toss your attachments to it, you say that I will not remove these, but I want to enter into. This is natural and we understand it. So too, if you continue the garb, there will be uneasiness and you will not be able to perform the best the way you have to perform that act or enter into that act. So when you toss your attachment to the clothes that you are wearing, it will give you freedom. It will release a very uneasy condition in you, in a way. The discomfort, all that is hidden will come to the surface. All that is needed for that at that moment will come to the surface. In realizing this fact that you are the body, you will literally start perspiring. In realizing this fact that you are the body, you will feel very uneasy. If you consider yourself totally attached with the clothes, or the clothes define you, then that feeling has gone through. Only then you can know what attachment to the body means. Teachers go on saying that you should not be attached to the body, but the basic thing, what the attachment to the body is, remains unknown to you. The identification. Attachment to the body is a deep identification with the body. Attachment to the clothes means a deep identification with the outer layer. Attachment to the body is a deep identification with the body, but first you have to realize what this identification is. You have to set aside all knowledge that you have been given by your society, by your religious leaders. You are living in the body, you are identified with the body, but you are told, you continue to sing at the top of your voice that I am soul, aham brahmasmi, am atma brahma. But you have not tossed your attachment. You are saying that you are a great lover, you want to go and make love, but you want to be identified with the clothes that you do not want to set aside. This is a very, that is the situation that we are in. This situation is paranoid or megalomaniac or narcissistic. But this is what we know. We are attached to something, attached to the body, but the basic thing, what the attachment is, the body, that remains unknown to you. Attachment means identification. If you are identified with the outer garb, that the clothes that you are wearing that is covering your body, that has to be tossed first before you can enter the act of love making. So spirituality is love making with the soul, with your being. So first of all, you have to toss your attachment to the body, the outer covering. You do not identify with it. It is a deep process. Put aside, for that, the first step is you put aside all your knowledge that has been given to you by the society, by your culture, by your religious belief system, that it is illusory. That's an illusory understanding given to you that you are soul. Realize that you know only one thing, and that is the body. But we keep on neglecting this. How does this create and how does this realize hidden turmoil and hidden hell within you? The moment you realize that you are the body, for the first time you realize the attachment. For the first time you grip the fact that your consciousness, that this body which is born and the body that will go and die. So what dies? Your body is born, the cells are born and they die. Every moment something dies in you and something new is born within you. For the first time you realize the fact that these bones, this is you. For the first time you will realize the fact that this sex, this anger, this hate, this lust, this is you. So all the false images will begin to shatter and fall. You become real. You are identified with the body and with all that relates to the body. Body and mind mechanism, because body is not separate than the mind. Both are one mechanism known as body-mind mechanism. You are anger, you are hate. At times it manifests through you. At times sex manifests through you. Have you gone beyond this anger, this hate, this lust, this greed, this sex? But you live in the false images. You deny that you are an angry man. The reality is painful. To say that I am angry, I am an angry man, I am very lustful. Can you say that in front of the others? Or even in front of your spouse? You do not have a courage to accept that you are very lustful or sexual, or you are angry, full of anger. That is why we go on hiding it. We do not have courage to express it or say it openly. It is a deep trick. You go on thinking about yourself as the self, go on thinking and projecting yourself that which you are not. And everything that you do not like, you throw on the body. So you say sex belongs to the body, but love belongs to you. But what is the connection between sex and love? Sex is, if you look at it, water. Water is fluid-like, but there is another state of the water which is solid. Ice. Ice is solid. It melts where it is and creates the mess. But it melts slowly and slowly. Then it attains the fluid state and it begins to flow. So sex is nothing else but your existential bioenergy that you are born with, but it is in a solid form. It has to melt. And what is love? There are 3 dimensions of life. 3 dimensions that you call life, love, and light. Life you are born with, the energy, the existential bioenergy you are born with. So why should there be any guilt feeling about it? I am born with this energy. And it has been given to you for what? Just for a visit or something like that? It has been given to you so that you understand it, you go through it systematically, and then one day the same energy, same water that was frozen at a time, with the heat begins to melt, and then when this heat temperature continues to rise, it begins to evaporate. So love is, and then the last stage is light. Light is not what you know as light. You know light as lighted object, not as light. Light is awakening, a deep understanding that out of life there is, the light is evolving out of it, and that light is transcendence. And these are the 2 shores. Life is the inner shore and light is the outer shore. That which connects, that bridges the 2 is love. So love is in the middle between sex and light. When you understand this existential bioenergy, you understand its ways and means, what it does to you, what it is capable of doing. You know the energy that the battery generates in your car. It is capable of bringing the whole entire vehicle into motion. Entire vehicle into the motion. Then there are other devices, acceleration, brakes, and all that is connected with it. With this battery energy, it gives impetus to the engine of the car, the engine starts. Your life, your body is a vehicle. The sex is the battery, the energy. When the two poles are united in harmony with one another and neutralize, this Hindus call as Shiva and Shakti. The Taoist master calls it yin and yang or male female energy. They neutralize one another. Out of that, there is the battery comes in the movement. It activates the energy of the that the vehicle is. So it is a proper understanding and proper harmony. Sex activates the energy of the body. It is a vehicle. So as such, you do not have a union or harmony between your Shiva and Shakti, the male and female elements, the energy and the field of energy. Shakti is the energy field. It is the field through which the energy moves. Battery generates the energy, which is the Shiva element, and this energy works through your entire body, the energy field. Then everything is set in motion. This is why this male-female relation has been identified and given to you. So you say that you are not sex because you consider is something wrong. You have been told, you have been condemned, you have been allowed to, your whole understanding is to condemn it. So out of that, the existential bioenergy, love evolves. And then that same energy becomes compassion. The same energy becomes to manifest through you in the form of understanding. Buddha, out of compassion, his energy begins to move aside. Compassion belongs to the self. Greed, anger, they all belong to the body-mind mechanism. Compassion belongs to you, it belongs to the soul, and the cruelty belongs to the body. Forgiveness belongs to self, anger belongs to the body. So whatsoever you feel is wrong, you immediately consider that it belongs to the body. But body and mind is one mechanism. Whatsoever you feel is beautiful, you go on identifying with you, and this creates a division. That's why the situation becomes megalomaniac. It lacks empathy. There is arrogance. Your attachment has not yet proved held to you. When you are using the vehicle, are you attached to the battery? You use it for the time when the car has to start, and you have to keep it in order. The battery is in order, all the systems of the vehicle that transports you from one place to another. So your body is that vehicle that transports you from one state of consciousness to another. You have to keep it in order, you have to understand it, you have to know how to use it wisely. As has been mentioned by the sages of the Yor, Upanishadic sages, They did not in any way condemn this existential bioenergy, just as why it is called sex. It is this existential energy. Now you look at it here. You have to make a living. In order to live, you build a house. In the house, you provide the various facilities, the electricity supply, the water supply. So there is a water supply that comes in from the outside source. Electricity comes from the nation's grid from where the electricity is generated. It comes to your junction box first, from where it is measured how much you have consumed. Same is the situation with the water. Then you install the electrical system, the basic system in entire house. A certain kind of plugs you put on in the kitchen, certain types you put it on for the fridge and this and that. And when you are installing or arranging the water supply into your house, you do it accordingly. A different kind of a tap is used in the kitchen area. A different kind of a switch of supply or facet tap is used in the shower, in the restroom, in the garden. Even the face, the outlook of the tap in the garden differs from that which is used in the kitchen. Same water supply runs. Can you use the water that is coming out of the bathroom for your kitchen or cooking purposes? The water is the same content. The pH value of the water that comes in the kitchen and the bathroom is the same. But you will never use the water from the garden in the kitchen or from the restroom or the shower in the kitchen. In the same way, the same existential bioenergy, when it manifests, when it exhibits itself through the organs of creation, through the Mooladhara, it is the basic energy, it is where it's supposed to remain, but from there it has to move upward. So through the water center and the fire center, the earth center, which is the Mooladhara first, then it comes to your solar plexus, which acts as a generator, as a battery. What it does, it generates the energy, it conserves the energy, and distributes the entire vehicular system, so that every part of your body or this vehicle gets activated and do their function. The same way you use different kind of electrical connections for the kitchen area. If you have an electric stove, you use a different kind of a plug system. For the fridge or the equipments, a different kind. For the light, you use a different kind. This we understand very well. But when it comes to the existential bioenergy, your understanding is gone to the dogs, and you remain as an ignorant, thinking that you have nothing to do with sex. Although deep down each one of us are interested in that, but we pretend that I am not interested in that. Your attachment has not proved as yet hellish to you. Whatsoever Buddha says, Mahavir says, or any other person, awakened one who has realized this, is irrelevant to you. They may go on saying that attachment is hell, but this is not your feeling. First, it has to be your feeling. I can keep on saying that in order to enter the act of love making, you have to toss all your attachment to the outer garb, the garments. But unless you realize it yourself that yes, it is necessary, or you have to expose yourself, toss all your attachment to the outer garb, and then when it becomes your realization, then you will begin to toss your attachment. That is why you again and again ask how to be detached, how not to be attached, how to go beyond all attachments. It has to begin where you are. You are at the level of the body, you are at the level of the mind. You have to toss these attachments and let there be a clear understanding. You go on asking this how only because you do not know what attachment is really. If you know what attachment is, you will simply jump out of it. You know that you understand, you have realized your attachment to the outer garb, the clothes that you are wearing. So when you decide to enter into the act of love making, you toss it without any doubt. If your house is on fire, you will not ask anyone. You will not go and ask the master or the awakened one how to come out of it. Have you ever asked? If the house is on fire, you will simply come out of it. You will find the ways and means on your own. You will not lose a single moment. You will not search for the teacher. You will not look into Google. You will not search in Google. You will not consult the scriptures. You will not try to choose to what ways has been put into Hindu scripture or Christian scripture or Muslim scripture. What means have to be adopted. Whether to come out of the house which is on fire, you have to follow the Quranic pattern or use the Psalms or the Christian pattern or the Hindu pattern. You will simply search for the door. You will not use, for prayer you will use, a Muslim will have to pray in a particular direction. When a fire is there in the house, he will not look into his scripture which door is the right door to come out of it. The house is on fire. You can put aside everything unless you feel that if you do not come out of this body-mind mechanism, this body-mind attachment, your life will remain unfulfilled, hellish. You will not girdle up your loin to find the ways and means. That time you don't study the scriptures. When you are hungry, you eat. You do not study anything. To enter the techniques how to toss attachment to the body, first you have to throw the false knowledge of the self that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are self, and you have been told this. You have to throw all your false knowledge, the conditionings, the egocentric identities, of self, so that the attachment of the body is revealed in its totality. Unless you realize that, or you understand the body-mind mechanism completely, it will be very difficult to come out of it. It is going to be very difficult. It is going to be a deep anxiety and anguish to face it. It is not going to be easy. It is arduous. But once you face it, you can put it aside. As long as you are negating the body, the mind, the anger, the lust, the greed that comprises you, you are not going to toss your attachment to it. And there is no need to ask how. It is absolutely a fire, a hell, and you can jump out of it. So the first, you have to know what is your real identification. You know nothing of the soul, you know nothing of the light, nothing of anything else. So where you are, you have to begin your journey from there alone, not from any imaginary point. You are in the body, you are identified with the body. This is your point from where you have to begin your journey of transcendence, and body is the vehicle. It has been given just as your automobile vehicle. It has a place to sit down properly. It has a driver. So what is the driver in that vehicle? The vehicle that your body is, your consciousness, right now you don't know consciousness, your understanding of the vehicle, understanding of all the systems. When a pilot sits down in the plane, he has the complete understanding of the dashboard, all the systems. He checks his systems, everything is in order. He knows how to fly the plane. He has gone through that training. We do not have any such training how to fly our lives journey from life to light via the route of love. Enough for now. These talks, the live streaming, takes place every Saturday, Sunday and Monday between the hours of 6 and 7 in the morning. And then there is another video that comes on every day. Tao overflows. It is not live, it is recorded, and the video is created in our studio in Germany and then uploaded. These are all available on YouTube and Facebook. This Live with Tao is a live streaming which is simultaneously you can watch on Facebook as well as you can watch live through YouTube, and then this video will be there for your future reference. And there are many such videos, umpteen number of videos that are available on various topics as the part of the process of transformation of human consciousness. The Facebook link is taoshobuddha, TAOSHOBUDDHA. SHOBUDDHA. Sometimes by certain creation you stumble upon it live. But if this interests you, you can be a part of this. If it appeals to you, it is a process that we have to go through. Enough for now. Until we meet again, take care.